my gardening angels, my name is Jess. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to be giving you a house tour today of all of my house plants. I won't be including any of the plants that I plan on planting outside. I have a lot of peppers and tomatoes and those things currently growing, but those are not going to be considered house plants, but I will show you my plant room and kind of where some of those are. But I wanted to first show you my living room. I really like incorporating houseplants into my decoration. So I'm trying not to go overboard and turn into a jungle, but I do want to have like a very cozy like feel to my house and living room. So I just thought it'd be fun to kind of show you what varieties I have. And I'll include the names on the screen if I know them, and so that you can go and research them or find them for yourself. But I really like watching these videos and I thought you guys might like it too. So I'm just going to start in our living room. I have an Alocasia poly. It is a really interesting plant. It does have a little bit of damage, but that's old damage and we have some new leaves forming out of that. But this is a really fun plant. I kind of call it my dinosaur plant. That's what it reminds me of. But I got it at Lowe's for like $15. And then we have a MONSTERA ADANSONII cutting. It is growing roots, which is really exciting, so I will be planting that up later. Then over here we have a MONSTERA DELICIOSA. I found this at Safeway, the grocery store of all places. There are, I believe, 3 starts in there. And then in this corner we have my humidifier. I love my humidifier. I just did a review on it. If you want to go check that out, I'll include a link down below in the description box. But then we have a Majesty palm, and this guy's awesome here. It just gives it a very tropical look, but he really likes the humidifier. And then over here we have a Birds of Paradise. It's a very small one, but I never could find a larger one, so he'll eventually grow. And then I believe this is called a blue candle cactus. I have him in this little glass terrarium. I never water him. If I do, it's maybe once a year. But he seems to be fine and like it in there. And then right here we have my MONSTERA ADANSONII. I think I got it for $30 from a nursery down in Fort Collins, Colorado. He just got a bunch of cuttings taken off of him where a lot of the new growth was. And so there's not very many new leaves. There's like one right here coming from him. But MONSTERA ADANSONII are really neat. And then this is our dining room table. We'll flip back around to show you the other half of the living room, but I just have kind of some random candles on here and Haworthias. And so this is a Haworthia variety that I'm not exactly sure the name of. I've been told that it's a mix between Haworthia and aloes. And then we have a zebra Haworthia in here, the same unknown variety in this cute little gold terrarium. And then I have a Haworthia with the window cell tops as well. And then in the corner of our dining room, I have another Majesty palm. This is one that really did not like me very much, and I definitely tried to kill it. It's struggling, but I'm holding on to it because it just put out a new leaf, and I tested it out with my humidifier, and that new leaf is from that. So I think it likes it a little bit better now that I have some more humidity in our house. But he just kind of hangs out in this corner here. So then right here we have, it'll be a little hard to see since it's bright outside, but this is a string of dolphins. And I think he would like a little bit more light than this window gets. He's stretching out just slightly, but this is a really fun plant because the leaves are shaped kind of like little dolphins. And then down here, it's in a hanging planter, but I just have it sitting on the table. This is a neon pothos. And then I've taken a ton of cuttings from this. And then we have just a little pot of basil. It needs to be potted outside, but it's really nice when I just want to make some pizza. And then here I have a potted up little pine tree. His name is Twiglet. And then in this fun terrarium, we just have some little of the window Haworthia cuttings just propagating in here in that little bucket. And then this is a blue star fern It is not doing so hot. It's not dead yet, but I've had this for over a year now, and he never has really looked so good. So I'm holding on to him to see if he ever comes back, but I'm not very hopeful. So then, I'm sorry if it's a little bit harder to see, but this is the window of our living room. So we have a snake plant. I don't know what variety this is, but it's really nice and big, which is why I liked him. I thought he was kind of a nice statement piece. And he's in a really cool planter that I got at Hobby Lobby. And then we have a variegated spider plant, and it doesn't have any babies yet, but it has grown huge. I think there's actually 2 cuttings in here. And then I have a fiddly fig that I took this cutting from not too long ago. I took it right here, and so all of this is the new growth, and I'm really excited. Fiddly figs are not, my fiddly figs at least don't look amazing, and they're not super happy, but they're growing, so that's a good sign, I guess. And then this is an aluminum plant, and the leaves have this really cool shiny white specks on them. I've cut this plant back maybe 6 or 7 times since I got it last year. It was a housewarming present to us when we moved back to South Dakota, and that was last February in 2019, and now it's May, and he's doing really good. And then here I have a crinkled jade plant. I believe that's what it's called, or at least that's what I call him, in this cute little pot. I don't really water him very much, but he does fine. And then this one is a Calathea. I don't know if there's another part of the name, but I'll look it up and put it on the screen in case you're wondering. But this plant almost looks fake. It is one of my favorite plants. I just think it's so interesting how it's super polka dotted, and these huge leaves are brand new. And then the other thing about this plant that I really like is how it's dark purple on the underleaves. This plant moves a ton too, which is really interesting. And then this one here is just kind of neat. It's a begonia. It's not anything too crazy or neat to look at. However, I keep it around because every person in my family has a cutting of this, and it was my great-great-grandmother's plant originally, and we've just been passing down the cuttings through the generations. So it's kind of a nice little family plant. And then we have the other fiddly fig, and then over here by our door we have MONSTERA cuttings, and all of these are starting to grow roots too. I just have them in a glass jar here. You can see how big the roots are, but all of them are starting to get a root there. But they look really kind of pretty. I'm almost tempted just to leave them in this jar. And then we have a MONSTERA ADANSONII propagation, just some cuttings from there in my little Erlenmeyer flask. And then I have a bunch of cuttings of POTHOS and the neon POTHOS, and then same there and same there. So then this is kind of the living room, and that leads into the dining room, and then behind this wall is our kitchen. And we have a really fun hanging planter here that I got at Walmart for maybe, I want to say $10 or $15. On top we have a fern that I can't remember the name of, but I will put it on the screen because I know I have the name of it somewhere. And then we have a SYNGONIUM, which is this one in here, and this one has propagated like crazy. It has sent up tons of new shoots in here. And then we also have a variegated POTHOS. So the SYNGONIUM's kind of growing vertically, and the POTHOS is growing down, and I think they really kind of like each other. So this is the corner, or this is right above our staircase to get downstairs. And again, I can't remember the name of this plant, but it is a fern variety, I believe. But it has really neat little, I want to say like arrowhead fern, but I'll find the name and put it on the screen here. But this one's really fun, and he's doing really well in this spot. And then this hanging planter circle thing I got from Walmart as well. and I believe that was $10. And then I just have him sitting in a terracotta pot. He's actually in his nursery pot that he came in, and I just have it sitting in the terracotta, so just because I like the look of the terracotta a little bit more. So this is just a bamboo plant. Again, this was a housewarming present that I had got last year. It's doing really good. It's put on a lot of new growth. I just keep it sitting in our bathroom. And then we have another Birds of Paradise here. When I bought the Birds of Paradise, this was actually 3 parts, and so I'll show you the other one that's in our office. But this is a brand new leaf, which is really exciting. I always like it when they grow new leaves because it means that it's happy, and that I must not be killing it. And then we have some ivy just sitting here by our bathtub, and I think this is just English ivy, but it has a bunch of new leaves growing and stuff like that too. Hi guys, I needed to just stop you really quick. My camera picked up the lights weird, so if you can't handle flashing lights, please don't watch this next clip. All right, so this is my office. I have done a plant room tour before, but I wanted to do one again. A lot has changed, but I also haven't really gone over a lot of the varieties of plants that I have in here. So it looks pretty chaotic right now because I have a lot going on, but let's just kind of work our way around. So here is the other Birds of Paradise. This is a new leaf as well. I don't know what exactly happened to it, but it got cut maybe on the top, but that one's doing really well. Here is a small snake plant that is starting to send up some new shoots as well, which is really exciting. And then here is kind of the main snake, or the main spider plant. It is variegated as well, which is really neat. And then over here, I have another one of the blue star ferns that also is not doing so hot, but we're managing. And then I have a few propagating bird's nest plants here that probably need some water, but I propagated those not too long ago. And then up here is the mother plant of those bird's nest, So we just have a few other little babies coming up, and I think there's 3 main ones in this cool concrete pot, which I also got from Walmart. And then right here I have a bunny's ear cactus, I think is what it's called, bunny's ear cactus. I had 2 of them that looked pretty identical, and one of them just completely died on me, so I have a bunch of starts in some other little pots. And then this is a PILEA peperomia, or a Chinese plant. It has a ton of little babies that I should really pot up and put in a different planter so that I can let them get a little bit bigger. But this one has really liked it being here. So then I have back here, this is one of the Ferris Lind terrariums that I made, and I'll include a link down to that video. The roof pops open, and I have a few little babies in a cute little bird bath, and then just some succulents around it. It's probably about time for me to water this, but it sits here and gets some of the sun from the north window. And then I have a huge tray here of a mixed variety of Haworthias. There's a ton of babies. I will include a link below of when I potted these all up as well. And I have a very unique propagation method for these guys that you'll see in that video as well. Then we have some more of the bunny ear cactus that fell off of the main plant, so they got potted up there. This is my succulent propagation tray, and so there's a lot of neat things going in there. This is one of my succulents, but I can't remember the name of it right now. It's a sedum of some sort. And then we have the Stromanth Trio Star, which is a really neat plant. It has very light pink leaves, and it looks kind of variegated. However, if you flip it over and look at the back, the leaves are hot pink, which is really kind of neat. And this one also likes to kind of close and open with the sunlight. And then we have just a little thing of succulents here. These are the Super Bum succulents. And then I guess what also kind of stay in here permanently I have a little thing of ogre ears that sit on my desk in my pencil holder. This is a syringe for watering my plants. Then we have a pot of aloe vera, a lipstick plant, some more of that sedum, and then a zebra haworthia as well. And then down here is a Christmas cactus, which I will probably be needing to move. And then we have some button succulents over there. And then right here are all of my outdoor plants that are just kind of waiting for it to get nice enough to go outside. Right here is a Drosera capensis orange sherbet. It's not as orange as I think it will get, but I think that's because I don't have it in a bright enough spot, but it has been doing great and catching a lot of flies, which I don't know if that's positive or negative, but it's blooming, which is great. And so I'm really excited to try to collect some of the seeds from this guy here. And then we also have another little terrarium that has some more carnivorous plants in it. This is also a Drosera that's kind of putting on a lot of new growth actually. And then we have some pings in there as well. I've been having issues with the nursery plants that we bought. Some of these are nursery plants. The nursery we bought them from had a ton of fungus gnats. So I moved all of my carnivorous plants in here to try to kind of control the fungus gnat issue. And then here again are just some more outdoor plants that I'll be putting out. There's tons of salvias. I have a really neat flower bed project that I want to do with that. We have some cosmos, whatever. I'll do more on that as I plant them. And then this is the shelf that actually stays in here all year long. These are my succulents. I might try to move some more outside this summer. They definitely need some water. They are all struggling right now. I haven't watered them in a while, but we have a lot going on here. So I don't want to go into tons of detail about all of them, but I'll just point out a few of the varieties of the ones that have kind of been my highlight this year. So of course we have a few sporadic Haworthias, and then we have the little jewel succulent here. It's really neat. It has a very geometric leaf, and there's another one right there. And then we have ECHEVERIA LOLAs. This is a really pretty plant. It has a lavender, green, purple, pink hue mixed to it, and so I have a ton of Lolas. I actually had a subscriber who was kind enough to send me a bunch of Lolas as I was struggling finding any here. And then we have a this is a TOPSY TURVY. That one's doing really well as well. Here is another super bum. This one I haven't touched in a really long time, and you can tell because the leaves are just perfect. And then if you look closely there, you can see some little babies forming on the stem. And then this is a MONROE, ECHEVERIA MONROE. And then we have a few more bunny cactus. This one was my favorite. It was also what was in my wedding bouquets. This is an ECHEVERIA LILICINA. And so I really like those. I'm very attached to them since I use them in my wedding bouquet. Then we have some bear paws. Those are always really fun. Moonstones. My moonstones don't look amazing, but I just cut off tops of a lot of them for a terrarium. This is a jelly bean AURORA. It gets really cute pink pink leaves. And then we have my seedlings here of the succulents that I grew from seed, which are doing amazing. And I will be doing, or by the time this video is posted, I will have an update on all of these as well. But these are ECHEVERIA LOLA, and they are doing so well. But I have several containers of these. I might need to actually pot them up. And then here's some other ECHEVERIA LOLAs. This is a little bit more than a year's worth of growth. And then this is one I grew from seed that I can't remember the name of. Same with this one and that one. And these. And then here are some hedgehog cacti, which are really starting to get really cute. These ones are even starting to turn pink a little bit. So that is the end of my houseplant tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the description box. I will try to include all of the names of the plants on the screen and I will include the links to the videos that I mentioned down in the description box. So feel free to go check those out if you want further information from that. But don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, so I will make more consistently. All right, so that is all. Thank you guys so much. Have a great week.